To make the paper mache mixture, you're going to mix flour, and I don't measure, just whatever. And I like to put school glue in it, like Elmer's glue, because I like that it gives it a nice firm finish. You do not have to use the glue. And then I add hot tap water. I don't boil the water. I just get just hot water, as hot as I can get it from my tap, and then add that to it. And just eyeball it. Generally, it's 2 part water to 1 part flour. And then I just keep mixing it until it's well blended. And then we want a nice, just like saucy Alfredo-like consistency. And that's what we're going to dip our strips of paper in. And then we just cut our strips of paper. I'm using a paper trimmer, but you can use scissors or even rip the paper if you want. And you can use newspaper or newsprint. I'm just using this paper because it's what I have. But that's how you make the paper mache and get your strips of paper. Okay, so to make his lollipop, I just used some air dry clay, and I kind of carved out where I'm going to put the facial features, and I cut out the bite mark, and then just use a skewer for the stick. And when it's completely dry, which will be in 2 or 3 days, I'll paint everything. So it's a couple layers of paper mache on here. So I'm just letting the air out of this beach ball, and I'm going to pull it out of here. And this, like right here, is really thin, but that's going to be trimmed away anyway. The lollipop is pretty much done. I just have to paint the stick a little better, but that's my Sam lollipop. I gotta patch it up a little bit too. Now I'm gonna take this is Sam's head, and I'm going to prime it with white paint, and then I'm gonna start painting it sort of like a burlap sack. Okay, so I'm just gonna smooth this all over it with a paintbrush and then let it dry. And this just is gonna kind of be my primer for it. Now right here, I just took some of the Model Magic and made about 1.5 inch long buttons and just poked some holes in with a skewer. These are gonna be Sam's button eyes, and I'm gonna wait a little while. I'm gonna paint these and then paint the stitch on them. And also, I got burlap because I was not getting the paint color I wanted, and I just don't think I'm gonna be able to give it the burlap texture. So I just went and bought some burlap. It was real cheap, about $3.99 a yard. I got 3 yards because I figure if there's any left over, I'll think of something else to do with them. So here is my base. And I know I did a lot of work on it, but really just the paint is what I'm not going to use. So I'm going to measure off my piece of burlap and fit it over the top. Okay, so this looks good. We want a little bit to hang down because we got to tie the rope around it. So I think I will cut it off a little bigger than I think I need it and trim as I need to. Okay, now that I have the sizing right, I'm going to go over the base with some watered down Elmer's glue so I can just kind of smoothly put this on here, and then we'll do the features. So I'm just going to use a little bit at a time. This is just Elmer's glue with water in it to help make it more spreadable. And you got to work kind of fast with this, not super fast because it doesn't dry fast, but it's pretty tacky once it's got the water added to it. So I'm just gonna get this brushed on. And then start working. You know what? I don't think I'm gonna do a little at a time, because as it dries off a little bit, it gets extra tacky. So it'll make it easier to stick that burlap to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and spread this across as much of it as I can, because it's going to be hard to kind of manipulate the burlap and still work the glue underneath it. So I'm gonna cover as much of it as I can. So scratch the very first thing I said. Okay, now I'm gonna smooth the burlap over, and I wanna make sure I start in the middle, and we're just gonna work and smooth it, work and smooth it. Okay, now, if you wanna make eye holes on yours, because if you're gonna wear this as a costume, you would definitely need to make eye holes. You would like put it on and measure kind of where the eyes are, and then like I'm gonna do a button here and a button here. So I put the eye holes right next to it and just cut them out with a box cutter. I'm not going to put eye holes in mine. I'm just telling you, because mine isn't really to wear, mine is to save. But if I was gonna wear it, I would put my eye holes like about in these spots. Fill the inside with whatever kind of stuffing you want so it'll sit on your head properly. And then these could be your eye holes. Just obviously this costume will, your vision will be impaired quite a lot, but and this isn't as smooth as I wanted it to be, but you know, this is what I got, so I'm just gonna have to work with it. But anyway, the button eyes are gonna go here. So right here next to where the button eyes are, that's where I would put my eye holes. So, but like I said, I am not gonna put eye holes in mine. I just wanna make sure you know how to put your eye holes in case you wanna make one and wear it out.
The wrapping paper in the background.
Oh. So I'm painting stitches just on it. I'm just painting the details on it instead of making a seam. And then I'll like, on one side of some of them, I'll do a little black, and on the other side, a little white to highlight it. But right now I'm just kind of getting them in place. I'm gonna go all the way down here and then across the mouth. Okay, so Eric is my model. He's gonna put that on. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I did not put, oh wait, Eric, I forgot something. Okay, so there's the lollipop and everything. I've made the lollipop out of just some air dry clay and a dowel. See, there, that is the lollipop. And so that's done. I think it turned out pretty good, and it was relatively very easy. That's just an orange shirt we bought from. Now, as I said before, I did not put the eye holes in because I want to keep it, it's not for wearing outside the house, but I explained earlier in this video how to make the eye holes. And that's it. Eric, let me take some pictures of you, okay? Okay, so I'm setting my Sam head out here, and I'm gonna find some place to put the lollipop. And I love him, he's so cute. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's good enough. I like it. Good first effort. Yay, yay.